The subway incident, Kurono was just an ordinary college student, disconnected from the world around him, living day by day without much care. One fateful evening, as he waited for a subway train, his eyes fell upon a familiar face, Masarukato, a childhood friend, standing near the edge of the platform. But something unusual caught Kei's attention. A homeless man had fallen onto the tracks, and Kato, the ever-brave and noble soul, leaped down to help. Kei hesitated. A part of him wanted to walk away, but the old bond he shared with Kato pulled him into action. Together, they pulled the man to safety, but just as they were about to climb out of danger, the oncoming train roared into the station. The last thing Kei remembered was the flash of headlights and the crushing sound of impact. The gantzroom, when Kei opened his eyes again, the subway was gone. He found himself in a stark, unfamiliar apartment. The room was unsettlingly quiet, occupied by a few other confused people. At its center was a large, black sphere, cold, dark, and ominous. This was Gantz. Before Kei could understand what was happening, the sphere began to hum with life. Text flashed across its surface. "You have all died. Now you will play my game." The sphere opened, revealing sleek, black battle suits and strange, high-tech weapons. Without explanation, they were instructed to don the suits and prepare for a mission. Failure, they were told, meant permanent death. The first mission, Kei, Kato, and the others soon found themselves teleported to an eerie, deserted city street. They were tasked with killing an alien known as the Green Onion Alien, a grotesque creature disguised as a harmless humanoid figure. Confusion turned to horror as the alien attacked, blood was spilled, and the group was thrown into chaos. Some hesitated, and it cost them their lives. But Kei and Kato, though terrified, fought back with everything they had. With trembling hands and sheer desperation, they managed to kill the alien. When the fight was over, they were pulled back into the room. Gantz tallied their scores, cold and uncaring. The game had only just begun. The horrors of Gantz, Kei, and Kato soon learned that they had no control over when or how they were summoned. Whenever Gantz called, they had to answer. Each time they were transported to a different location, and each time they were forced to battle increasingly dangerous aliens. For Kei, the psychological toll was immense. Panic and fear became his constant companions. But Kato remained the brave one, determined to survive not just for himself, but for his younger brother, who waited for him in the real world. Growing violence as the missions continued, Kei's fear began to morph into something else. He grew stronger, more capable, and soon he became a skilled killer. With every alien he killed, he felt less and less human. Kato, however, struggled to maintain his humanity, constantly reminding Kei of the importance of their lives beyond the game. It was during one of these missions that Kei met Kishimoto, a woman who had entered the Gantz game after a failed suicide attempt. Beautiful and fragile, Kishimoto found herself torn between the two men drawn to Kei, but still holding feelings for Kato. The missions escalated. Each time, the aliens grew stronger, more brutal. Kei and Kato's resolve was tested again and again. During one particularly intense battle, Kei nearly lost everything. A powerful alien almost wiped out the entire team. It was only with Kato's help that they barely survived. But the scars of battle ran deep. Kei was becoming something darker, his humanity slipping away with every kill. Kato, though strong, was beginning to crack under the pressure of the endless violence. The game's final mission approached, and Kei, Kato, and the remaining survivors were thrust into the deadliest battle yet. The alien they faced was unlike any they had encountered before, vicious, relentless, and overwhelmingly powerful. As the battle raged, Kato made a decision. He couldn't let Kei die. In a moment of pure sacrifice, Kato threw himself in front of an alien's deadly blow, saving Kei but sealing his own fate. The mission ended in tragedy. Kei's vow back in the Gantz room, Kei stood alone. His heart weighed heavy with grief. Kato was gone, but Kei wasn't willing to let it end there. On the Gantz scoreboard, his points were just shy of the 100-point mark, the number needed to leave the game or resurrect someone. Kei made a vow. He would continue to fight. He would continue to kill, not because he wanted to, but because it was the only way to bring Kato back. And so, Keikurono, once a passive, jaded college student, now a hardened warrior, set out on a mission of survival, sacrifice, and hope. The mysteries of Gantz were far from over, and Kei was determined to unravel them no matter the cost.